Chief Master, many people look at you as a leader. I'm one of them. Even at my rank, I still look at you as a leader, as an 8th degree and council member now. And there's people below you, from white belt on up, people in our communities that look at you as a leader. What do you attribute, or to whom do you attribute your leadership skills? Where did they come from, sir?
Well, I think it's a compilation of a lot of different things. All the experiences that I've had as a martial artist in the ATA, all the great instructors. I've always tried in my training to take something positive back from all my training and make myself stronger from the weaknesses that I recognized that I had, whether it be in public speaking or 10 class management skills areas, my communication, the way I handled particular problems or problem solving, always believing that any problem would have a solution and how to get through that, how to talk to people. So I am humbled the fact that, people in the organization look at me as a leader. I know I have a title as a chief master, but, I don't really believe you need to have a title to be a leader either. It's just, I'm passionate about what I like to do, and I like to teach, and I like people.
Well, who would you credit that passion? Where did it come from, sir? Was it your parents or teachers and instructors?
Well, the passion I had was just watching my family. My mother and father worked very hard. They worked hard to provide a good life for me, and they did it, and they enjoyed it, because the success for them was seeing me and my sister succeed, and them putting us through college and working very hard and taking on odds and end jobs from time to time just so that they could do that for us. I saw that in the family. I recognized that, and I knew that to maybe respect them and pay that back, whatever I got the opportunities to do, if I was fortunate enough, then I should have that kind of same work ethics. And of course, being in martial arts and being associated with the ATA and my experiences with Eternal Grand Master H. Lee and all the instructors, I kept seeing that in them. So it was kind of a common thread for me. I recognized all that, and they were family, and they all worked very hard. And I knew to succeed that I wanted to have to be like that, do that, for me to be on their level. And I enjoyed seeing what level they were on, and I wanted to attain to be at that level as well. It was a perfect fit for me and my personality.
Well, sir, when did that fit begin? When did you start your training in ATA?
Well, I started my training in 1973. And by the time I made my green belt, I remember being in a back stance, holding a square block, and the instructor coming over to visit me, making a correction, watching me do it a couple of more times, and made a comment to me he said, while I was in the class, he said, "You're going to be one of my best black belts." And that was at a green belt class, and I can't, it was so exciting, because when I got home, I kept telling my parents at that time, I said, my instructor says I'm going to make my black belt. I'm going to be one of the very best black belts. And my father said, you just get to the next belt. Don't worry about that. Because, back then, you just didn't know, and I didn't even know if I was going to continue, but it was something that I really liked. But just that, my instructor telling me that was all I needed. That was my dream. I'm now going to be a black belt just because he said I was going to be.
Who was that instructor?
It was Mr. Gabe Schiaffre. And then I remember a couple of times in training where, later as a red belt, he said, "You're going to be one of my instructors." So then when I took that home to my parents, and I'm going to be an instructor, it was like, yeah, right, you just make your black belt first, So little things like that kind of led me to aspire to something different when it came to my thought processes. And had I would have known back then that I was even going to be qualified to be a leader and to manage instructors and teach students, not just in my own school and in the region, but to do it on a national level for the ATA, I'm very fortunate.
Yes, sir. You have quite a background, actually, in many things that you've done, from Protec to the Vice Chairman of Instruction position, Master Council member, Homeland Security, I believe,
Sure.
also. Now, were you naturally just a great speaker and communicator, or did it take time? Because a lot of people ask the questions, I'm not a leader, I can't get in front of people and speak, I can't do this. Yeah. How did it evolve for you?
I took a public speaking class in high school, and I don't think I did very well. I was so nervous. It was terrible. Don't even know why I took it. It was more traumatic for me than anything. And even through college, I was always shy, and I didn't want to really get up and speak. If I had projects I had to present to the class or the professor of the course, I was the one that wanted to deliver either the intro or the end. I didn't want to do the complete report, so when we did teamwork, I was always making sure that I had the smallest part in talking. But I think what really gave me my level of confidence was the ability to start teaching Taekwondo and having that responsibility. I just kind of found the niche. It was my comfort zone. And you know, when you talk about the other things with leadership and what I've done for Protect on a national level, you know, I have the ATA to thank for that, because one of the old requirements back to get certified was you had to take a pressure point class. And who would have ever known that me being introduced to fulfill that level of responsibility for my certification level to become a pressure point instructor would have led me to all the other activities that I've done with Bruce Siddle and PPCT, and that's something I'm very fortunate for. So the ATA actually brought that to me in a way.
Well, we've talked a little bit about the past and the present. As a leader, what do you envision as the future? Number one, for yourself, and number two, for those that follow you as a leader.
Well, I think the new thing for me is I really need to hold myself accountable for progress with the Masters Council. I'm really excited about that, very humbled, feel honored to be on that, and to be on that with the members of the Masters Council. So I want to do my job there. I'd like to put some energy into that. I feel that this is my time that I can contribute, and I'm going to do my very best to do the best I can. I want to make sure the communication is well. I want to make sure I get out good communication, but I also want to reach out for good communication as well. I want to hear how we can improve the school owners in our organization.